session, we're going to begin our journey with the sun, not just as a physical yoga sequence, but I'm going to set the intention to encourage each of you to delve deeper into the tradition of the practice that we commonly know as sun salutations. And as you do so, you're going to find that it's a story that stretches across centuries. Now, before we do that, I always feel it's valuable to first of all reference what it is that we are practicing together, and also ask an important question: why do we practice it and where did it come from? Good news is that's exactly what we're going to explore in today's lesson. Now, it's easy to think of the practice as it's something that we do. We warm up, we stretch the body, we move, we strengthen the body, we breathe deeply. And yes, sun salutations do all of those things beautifully. But it's also important to understand that there's something richer lying just beneath the surface. There's this very prominent idea that this practice and this tradition threads us to something that is much more ancient, much vaster than ourselves. There's a lineage of yoga, and sun salutations is one of the ways in which we connect ourselves in this modern world back to those ancient ideas. Long before studios and mats, human beings have always had reverence for the sun and worshipped the sun. The Rig Veda, so this is one of the oldest spiritual books of the Indian tradition. In fact, it's one of the oldest complete spiritual books of humankind. Here the sun is described as the soul of all that moves and that does not move, everything. And at dawn, people would likely gather to chant hymns, not to perform a workout, but to honour the light, to welcome clarity, with this idea that they're aligning with something sacred. And if you think of it, all life as we know it is dependent on the sun, or has come into being because of the sun's life-giving energy. And our kind, as humans, they've always known this fact for as long as history seems to record, and they've always held the sun as a really important symbol of life and clarity and consciousness. We might not chant mantras anymore in every class, but that impulse to rise, to move, to honour the new day, that still beats within all of us. Now, the actual sequence that we commonly know as Surya Namaskar, the 12 flowing postures connected to breath, this wasn't formalised until the 1920s. Yes, it was practiced before this point, but it was only in the 1920s that it was put out as a national wellness project. But within that, there was something that was far more enduring, again, something that was sacred. It was this idea of ritual, this idea of connecting to something grander than ourselves. Now, the sequence later was taken on board by really prominent teachers, Krishnamacharya, and then students of his, Iyengar and Pattabhi Joy. And these are the teachers, among some others, who are really credited with shaping the modern yoga practice, what we see now commonly all across the world. And at the heart of their practice is a great inspiration to each of them, was sun salutations. So in today's reading, the idea is that I'm going to take you on this journey. I'm going to teach you what it says in these old scriptures and then make it relevant to what we practice today, so that we see Surya Namaskar, we see sun salutations, both as an ancient and modern practice. And therefore, it's a bridge between ourselves and the ancient, but also importantly, you will find it's a bridge between our personal self and everything outside of us, everything that we feel we can connect to. And in that way, it helps us remember that every time we step on the mat to begin the sequence, we're not just moving our body, although that is super beneficial and amazing, but we're participating in a ritual, we're participating in something that has helped humans align with the rhythms of nature, focus themselves, and it's done this for generations. It really is a special practice that deserves our attention, and I hope you enjoy your reading. I will see you on the mat for our first practice together.